Introducing Team Captain Workflow, which is a automated way to allow your organization to automate the process of requesting a new team as an end user, automating the approval process, and then automating the process of deploying a new team, which saves the IT administrator a substantial amount of time having to configure new teams, apply settings, policies. Team Captain Workflow leverages a mixture of Microsoft technologies, most of which would be available to you, being Microsoft Teams, Microsoft Forms, and we leverage Power Automate to create the automation in this workflow. So essentially how Team Captain Workflow works is an end user could come into, say, Microsoft Teams, and if you look at the top middle of my screen, you can simply click a new team, and that brings your end user to a form that they can fill out, which is fully customizable. This could be one question, this could be 20 questions, based on what you require as an end user. This is a link to Microsoft Forms. So if you prefer, you could put the link to request a new team in another application, say SharePoint. But for the sake of the demo, we'll go ahead and assume that we provide this via Teams. So an end user, let's call him Mike Doyle, is the new finance director, and he wants to create a new team. But as an organization, we don't want end users to just be able to spin up a new team, as that creates a lot of back-end additional processes. For example, Teams sits on top of SharePoint, so a new SharePoint site would be created, which can add to complexity. But we also want to make sure that we eliminate a lot of the team sprawl by just creating teams that become inactive. And we want to make sure that there's governance around this environment, understanding who's creating what and why. So let's say Mike Doyle, the new finance director, comes into Teams. He creates a request for a new team. He's going to see this form here, so he can create his team name. Let's call it the finance department. A team description. So what is the team's purpose? Finance, collaboration. The business need. So what is the need or justification? Need to collaborate and communicate with my remote team in finance. And again, this is fully customizable. This could be one question. This could be 20 questions. The requester would put in their email address. Do we want this team to be private or public? Let's say for the sake of this exercise, this is only for finance folks, so let's keep it at private. Should members be allowed to create and edit team features? So do you want non-team owners to be able to edit, delete channels, add applications? Let's say we want to keep this team pretty locked down, so only the owner can add channels, apps, etc. Do we want members to be able to edit and delete the messages? Sure. We can go ahead and do true or false. And what type of team is this? For the sake of the demo, we'll keep that as generic, but we do allow you to create custom templates based on executive level, department level, really however you want to frame it, which allows you to say when a team is approved, it will be pre-built with these permissions, these applications installed, and it really locks down the team so that if you're not a organization who wants sharing externally or inviting external stakeholders into a team, you can lock that down via preset templates. So the user comes in, takes about 30 seconds to fill out this form, hits submit, and Mike Doyle, the finance director, is now back to his day being productive. What happens is when that is submitted, the Microsoft IT approval team will then get a notification directly in Teams that says, this is a new team request, when it was created, so in this case, Monday, 11:57 a.m., the team name, finance, the description, and what's the business justification? I need to collaborate and communicate with my remote team in finance. IT goes, okay, that makes sense. You can approve or reject. Now, again, this is fully automated. So if your organization would prefer that approvals go to, say, in the finance example here, goes to the CFO first. CFO approves, then it goes to an IT approval team. You do have that capability, but for the sake of this demo, there's one layer of approval via the IT approval team. So within seconds of Mike Doyle creating that request, IT gets this, through Power Automate right into Teams. Let's go ahead and approve that. You can add comments. Sure, go ahead. And so again, IT took all of about 10 seconds to read through this description, who needs it and why. They go, sure, they approve it, hit submit. Now again, leveraging the power of automation, now Mike Doyle gets a chat sent to him directly through Teams. If you'll see it just populated, that says your team has been approved. So now Mike Doyle knows that he can go into Teams and go ahead and start inviting members from his organization and get up and being productive. Now, what you'll notice is if you go to your actual Teams, so I'm up on the top left here, right when IT approved that, the finance department team has now been created. So again, IT is not having to stop what they're doing, go build out this team. And in this situation, you could have applied a finance department template as well that then populated this team with permissions, what applications they can use, etc. So there's a lot of governance, a lot of automation. This is a super easy process on both the end user side and the IT side, but does really allow you to lock down the environment and configure it to company policies. So that is in a real short demo how the end user would go request a new team, the approval process, and then how this Team Captain workflow automatically provisions teams for you. Just to show you really quickly that this is all built in Power Automate. So you'll see the flows that we've created that we will provide to any organization that wants to leverage this tool. And again, we can spend time with you as well to really understand your business and your requirements. And we could customize this to have multiple layers of permissions and any other number of use cases that you may have for your organization. This is a professional services engagement where we help you deploy the workflow and train you on how to manage this moving forward. We'd love to talk with you more about this. This is Mike Doyle from Message Ops, and thank you for the time.